bada bop boom bow. So right here, just off the rip, man, we had do your own due diligence, do your own research, man, because this right here is AI. When it came back to us with the links that it provided us, we still have to do the research, and we will do that as we read this real quick. I was about to read that real quick.
Okay, my fault.
You good. Fed changed, right? So were the rates changed or unchanged, right? On this day, we're looking to see where these rates, the interest rates, is it going to be increased, right? Or is it going to be decreased, right? So when you go in the bank and you get that loan, is it going to be costing you even more on top of what it's costing now? Or is they about to keep it the same? Or is they going to decrease it? You know, usually the market likes to see a decrease. An increase is indicating that the economy is doing kind of ooh-wee, kind of not so well, right? But today, based off the data, and we will confirm it after we read this, rates were left unchanged, right? They were held at 3.5 to 3.75%, which is what it currently was, or what it was before. Well, it's the same thing. Kevin Warsh, new dude, replaced for Jerome Powell, right? It's his first meeting as the chairman. The real story is the dot plot, right? So 9 out of 18 officials now project a 2026 hike. 6 of those see 2, right? So 9 out of 18 officials now project a 2026 rate hike, meaning they're going to increase those rates. And 6 of those 9 see 2 increases, right? Not just one. Wiping out the one cut that was projected back in March. So this is why we might have got that reaction from the market going back to the downside, right? It always needs a catalyst. We be telling you. So now that we are saying that, hey, the cut that we were expecting is not going to happen, we might be sliding back to the downside. I might pull a little bit of money out, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case is. And the statement dropped this easing bias language entirely. And that's what sent stocks lower this afternoon. And markets have been pricing a hold with dovish lean. Dovish is basically bullish in the market. Hawkish is basically a bearish in the market. So when they say dovish when it comes down to these meetings, they were expecting a more bullish outcome as far as things being cut in the future. But we got a hold with a hawkish lean. It wasn't a hold with a dovish lean. It was a hold with a hawkish lean with a hey, we're gonna increase later on as well, possibly, you know,
maybe twice.
You know about animals more than me. I know a hawk goes straight down. Yep. Do a dove fly up?
Doves fly, hawks dive.
See,
doves fly, fly, hawks dive. You know the fastest bird, forget the name of it, but what hawk, it's a bullet. It resembles a bullet. It goes, there's a jet named after it. It's one of the fastest jets, but it dives straight into its prey and knock it out with its head, the top of its head. The head butts him.
That's some crazy stuff.
Boom. Hawks dive, doves fly.
That is some crazy stuff.
Now about this though.
Talk to me.
We got 2. I'm 9 out of 18 is already a little bit concerning because there's that's a big gap. That's half of the committee saying we might get another hike. Now, we might get 2. We're in the 6th month of the year. The last time we had this conversation was when Jerome was in there. Now, we knew that he was getting his last lick in, let's call it that, right? Where he was getting his last big chair meeting, and he had to not make a statement, but I feel like he was trying to do what he could, right? Now, not blaming Kevin Warsh because he got to figure out the way to do his job better, but for there to be possibly two hikes, and we're in the 6th month of the year, I don't know what the end of this year is going to look like. Good leading toward the 2027. You know, like around October, November, we have kind of overall terrible markets, right?
Yeah.
Crypto kind of moves, okay, so last year crypto moved up and we had it all-time highs started in October. So crypto moved, but the stock market wasn't doing the best. Safer assets. I don't know what just happened. Those. Ultimately, what I'm saying is, I don't know what the end of the year will look like for the market, man. I'm kind of shaky about that because I know that the even if we have one, it'll impact the market tremendously, just like we have today. Now, 2, that should send. I think that is why we have such a dramatic drop as well, because that's crazy. 2 hikes. When's the next meeting? It's every 3 months, right? So the next one will be in September?
It should be. Then we have midterms just around that. You know what I'm saying? Next FOMC meeting.
July 28th. Where's my brain?
The policy injury announcement will be released July 29th.
Oh, September 15th to the 16th. Little
Yeah.
nigga birthday. And then we got another one in October.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the last one for the year is December. Yeah, man. So let's play it right now. Just off of what we got today, we got SpaceX highest valuation ever, 1.7 trillion valuation.
Mm-hmm.
We got their employee share, not basing it all off of SpaceX, but just giving it an idea for the viewers, seeing where the head is. Right. We got SpaceX. You can sell stock leading toward the end of the year. 28% in July, or 20% July, 30% in August or something like that, whatever. We got the market hitting all-time highs where we're in a full-blown war. Commodities is dipping. Bitcoin and overall market cap of crypto dipping. We seen what Claude or what the notes just said.
About the Fed and the rates?
Yeah. Where are we gonna end up at the end of the year? Let's make a prediction, man.
I'm not too much of a prediction guy.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I ain't
okay.
finna sit here and be like, we're gonna end up green. But what I will say is that the headlines aren't as bad as you guys may think it may be, as they try to make it seem like, right?
Yes.
I think, from everything that from everything you said and everything that's going on, at the end of the day, we don't know whether or not we're going to be bullish or bearish by the time December comes or January 2027. But I will say every time that we've had a dip, it hasn't lasted long. So I'm saying that to say, all I'm worried about is the fact that the market continues to prove us time and time again that it just moves in a cycle. Last week we went low. This week we went high based off the news, and based off some more news, we're going back high, and we don't know what the next news could be. So first, it's important for you to stay invested and don't be selling anything at any given time. And second, it's important for you to be doubling down even more, because anytime we get here, it's clearly been shown that it's an opportunity. So that's how I'm feeling about it personally. I have something else that I feel like I wanted to touch on too, but until I remember that, how are you feeling for the end of the year?
Just like you said, not necessarily prediction, but more of a kind of like an analysis, kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think that we will have a great summer. Summer starts next week. I think that summer's gonna be real nice. I think the next FOMC meeting is gonna be. Hopefully, we remain the same, unchanged. But we don't get that hike. I think the summer's gonna be nice. I think leading toward like that fall season, it will be more of a rocky road, a little bit, and then toward the end of the year, we're gonna stabilize. I think that we're gonna have a nice summer. Fall is gonna be okay. I think that we might get a nice pullback, because I see us hitting all-time highs again this summer. And I think that when it comes to the end of the year, we will have all-time highs, but at that point we might be consolidating or even beginning to downtrend. That's my analysis.
There we go. That's the good analysis, and back to kind of what we're both saying here. The market might go down, but the market's not going to stay down. And anybody who's fearful, I am so confident that the market's not going to stay down. Even if you look at the data, time and time again, all year, it's gotten to the point where it's not surprising that Trump is going to say something with some news and make the stock market go up. And then somebody else is going to say something with some news and make the stock market go down. Vice versa, up, down, up, down. I mean, it's kind of exhausting that we're getting this news, and it's kind of exhausting the way the markets are moving right now. But at the end of the day, that's just what it is. And the markets won't stay down because they won't let it stay down. So right now, so far, as of when this video was made, I think around some time last week or a few days ago, 44 days have been a total days of down market this year, right? And the average move on those down days have been less than 0.5%, about 60, what'd you say, the 60th of a percent or something like that? 0.60%, right? That's the average move, right? Where the best single day on those down days is negative 2%, right?
On inauguration day.
There you go. On January 20th is the biggest time, is the time we move 22% in one day. The average consecutive streak lasts 1.9 days, almost 2 days, or basically 2 days, right? So that's the average consecutive streak of how long the market will stay down, around 2 days. And the longest consecutive streak happened March 10th, and it lasted 4 days of the market going down. But then we just saw that we had 9 weeks of the market going straight up, so the market will go down, but it won't stay down, and it wants to go back up. We got pension funds inside of this. We got Roth IRAs, 401ks, the government, the politicians. America's dollar is baked into the stock market. So anytime you see you would get you a dip and get opportunity, do what you can to make sure that you prioritize grabbing some assets, man. You don't got to make it complicated at this point. Just buy the S&P 500, because the S&P 500 has grown from, put it on the story the other day, from 200 in 2020 to now 741 to 2026. So, and that was 6 years. And 6 years from now, we know it ain't gonna be no $700. So.